Hi everyone, we are Group 3 and today we are presenting our PR campaign for Eddie Bauer. Our campaign focuses on repositioning Eddie Bauer for a younger audience by shifting perception from purely functional outerwear to something more meaningful, specifically durability as a form of environmental responsibility. We'll walk through the current brand context, the market opportunity, and how Eddie Bauer can take a stronger, more relevant position. Eddie Bauer is a heritage outdoor brand founded in 1920 and is known for creating the first ever down jacket, which gives the brand strong credibility in the outerwear space. Today, the brand is associated with durability, reliability, and functional design, which are all strong foundations. They also already have a base in sustainability, including responsible down standard materials and partnerships like American Forests. However, while Eddie Bauer is trusted, it's not currently seen as a cultural leader, especially among Gen Z and younger millennials. So the challenge isn't building credibility from scratch, it's modernizing how the credibility is perceived and making it relevant to today's consumer. Right now, the outerwear market is built around a replacement cycle. On one side, you have a low-cost jacket that's affordable but not built to last, which leads to repeat purchases as well as a lot of waste. On the other side, premium brands offer durability and performance, but at a price point that creates a barrier for many consumers. But this does create a clear gap in the middle. Eddie Bauer has the opportunity to step into that space and break the replacement cycle by offering durable, long-lasting products without the premium price barrier. So instead of competing on price or performance alone, Eddie Bauer becomes the smart step-up positioning durability as a financial and environmental decision.
Here talk about target audiences. We are focusing on two groups, younger millennials and Gen Z. Younger millennials are between 28 and 40. They are busy with work and life, so they want products that are reliable and practical. They are willing to spend more if the product is good quality and lasts longer. They don't want to waste time making decisions, so they prefer trusted products. While Gen Z is between 18 and 27, they are very active online and influenced by social media. They are price sensitive, but they still care about quality. They also check reviews, videos, and opinions before buying. If something is bad quality, they will notice quickly. So overall, millennials want long-term value, and Gen Z wants proof and authenticity. Yeah, right now people are buying clothes than before, more clothes than before, but they are wearing them less. Clothing production has increased a lot, but items don't last as long because of this. People keep buying the same things again and again. At first, cheap products seem good, but over time they actually cost more because you have to replace them. That's why people are starting to look for better quality and longer lasting products. So uh, it is the right time for our idea because we offer something that is more durable and and saves money like in the long term.
So our campaign is really built around what we're calling the disposable jacket cycle. Right now, there's a pretty normalized pattern where people buy jackets that are cheap enough to replace, but not really made to last. That cycle is becoming standard these days, but also starting to feel repetitive. In saying that, fully upgrading to premium outdoor brands can feel like a big jump, like both in price and in how technical those products are. So people end up staying in that lower price space, buying from Amazon and Target, even when the jacket itself isn't really what they want. We're seeing more pushback against that level of instant gratification, especially as people notice inconsistency in quality and how often they're replacing things. So this concept really names that cycle, but it also frames it as something that doesn't have to continue. And that's where Eddie Bauer has an opportunity not to sit at either extreme, but aligning with that broader shift towards wanting to keep things for longer, but not having to pay professional level prices for those items. We really designed our core messages to shape how the campaign is picked up and talked about once it starts. First, putting a name to the disposable jacket cycle gives media a clear, repeatable way to talk about behavior that people are already starting to recognize. It introduces a clear tension point between disposable buying habits and long-term use, giving Coverage Point a contrast rather than just bland sustainability statements that kind of every brand is using. Second, the focus on proof over promises sets a really clear standard. If Eddie Bauer can't measure it, they don't claim it, which can shift the conversation from broad messaging to more general cultural accountability, which gives more credibility to the campaign from a PR standpoint. And grounding everything in the brand's own history uses Eddie Bauer's ties in a way that makes sense in the modern world. The original jackets weren't designed for preference or even sustainability standards. They were built to keep people safe in real dangerous situations, following the founder's near-fatal hypothermia experience that led to the creation of the first down jacket. That origin sets a standard for reliability that directly contrasts with how outerwear is often treated today and really can be leveraged for some serious credibility with the younger generation if it's framed correctly. And then next up is our formal strategy statement. And one thing I really want to emphasize is that at a high level, we're focused on increasing Eddie Bauer's share among 18 to 30-year-old outerwear consumers. And even more specifically, we're targeting people who are already dissatisfied with lower cost, short life cycle products, but still haven't committed to premium brands for whatever reason. We have an opportunity to approach them in a new way by positioning durability as a financially justified step up rather than a luxury-based decision. So that strategy sets up who we're targeting and how we're positioning Eddie Bauer within that gap. From there, the focus shifts to how we'll actually bring those ideas to life. And with that in mind, I'll hand it over to Hala to walk through the launch and activation plan.
Okay, so going into launch and activation, Earth Day 2026 is when we are launching our campaign called The Last Jacket You Will Ever Buy. We're not just talking about being kind to the earth on this day. We're talking about how our jackets are really good at keeping people warm and dry. The idea is very simple. Our Eddie Bauer jacket lasts a time. Those cheap jackets from other companies do not last very long. We are going to show people how good our jackets are and at our stress test stations. First, we have something called Survive the Storm. It is like a fan that blows really hard on our jackets and a cheap jacket. Our jackets stay warm, does not get hurt. The cheap quality jackets get broken down. Second, we also have the Seam Through Strength Challenge. It is like a machine that pulls on the seams of our jacket versus a cheap jacket. Our seams are strong and do not break. Lastly, there's the Wear Stimulation Chamber. It is like a box that makes our jackets and a cheap jacket get old really fast. Our jacket still looks good after this test. The cheap jacket does not. All these tests show that our Eddie Bauer jackets are really good and the cheap jackets are not. This is what we want people to talk about in the news and want to show people that our jackets are durable and sustainable. Contact creators and media outlets. These are the right voices, the right places for Eddie Bauer brand. Justin Outdoor, a trusted gear tester, his audience buys what he proves over the months of use. Hayes Outdoors, take an inspiring pics and videos that will connect Eddie Bauer to Gen Z fast fashion buyers, making outdoor culture feel relevant. Iron repairs experts, his repair analysis shows why Eddie Bauer jackets are built differently. Media outlets will include Outside Magazine, run a consumer story telling people that our Eddie Bauer jackets are good because they last a long time. Retail Dive, run trade story telling people that our Eddie Bauer jackets are good for business because they last a long time. Retail Dive, run trade story telling people that our Eddie Bauer jackets are good for business because they last a time. Better Trail, they review our gear, tell people if it's good or not. Community engagement, the launch and activation is the start. It initiates a loop or community engagement through the participation ecosystem. This loop moves from experience, share, inspire, return. Experience, first people will come to our event and see how good our Eddie Bauer jackets are. Share, then they post about it on social media and show how good our Eddie Bauer jackets are. And they would also use the hashtag stop replacing. Inspire, then their friends see it, ask questions, and show up, and one participant becomes 10, 10 becomes 100. Return, and that loops keeps returning. And it's how we turn one-time buyers into lifelong Eddie Bauer customers who never go back to fast fashion.
Rather than just simply overwhelming the campaign with too many moving parts at once, we structured our rollout into three clear phases. First, we focus on awareness by introducing the campaign through influencers and PR placements to establish valued credibility. Next, we shift into the engagement phase, where the user generated content campaign and campus activations bring the audience into the experience we are providing them. Finally, we move into the consideration and long term impact by reinforcing the message through follow up content and retargeting. This phased approach ensures that we're not just reaching the audience, we're guiding them through a full journey from awareness to action, while at the same time keeping our PR methods intact, building up the brand's reputation as a whole. To evaluate the success of our campaign, we focused on four key performance areas. First is earned media, where we track how effectively our message spreads through PR placements and influencer reach. Second is awareness, which tells us how many people we're reaching and how visible the campaign is overall. Third is engagement. This shows us whether the audience is actually interacting with the content, not just seeing it. And finally, participation, which, in our opinion, is the most important metric. This includes user generated content, event attendance, and real actions taken by our audience. Because ultimately, success for the campaign isn't just visibility, it's getting people actively involved with the brand. Our campaign is designed to be both impactful and efficient, with a total estimated budget between $500,000 and $600,000. Now, starting with the largest proportion of the budget, this is going to be allocated to influencer partnerships. This is because authentic storytelling is the core of our strategy. This will include small and mid-tier creator partnerships along with the content production. Then we also are dedicating a significant portion to events and activations, which will create real world connections with Eddie Bauer. This would be events like campus pop ups and then the funding for staff and materials. Moving on to the content production section, this ensures that everything we create is high quality and shareable across all platforms. Then, the PR outreach section of the budget supports earned media visibility, while a small contingency budget allows us to stay flexible and optimize performance as the campaign progresses. Overall, this budget reflects a strategic investment in channels that will drive the strongest engagement and long term brand perception.